Today, you want to know one thing: what the Unreal Engine 5.5.4 upgrade actually means for Stalker 2. Let's answer some of the biggest questions, getting straight to the point. Whether you're on PS5, Xbox or PC, this has been the #1 complaint since launch. Performance and random stutters, frame drops, busy hub areas, and that feeling where the game runs okay 1 minute before suddenly hitching as you move through the zone. Now, the reason I'm optimistic about this engine upgrade is that we've already seen what Unreal Engine 5.5 can do in another demanding open world shooter. In Grey Zone Warfare, another Unreal Engine 5 game that upgraded to Unreal Engine 5.5. On the left is the older version, on the right is after the engine upgrade. Every coloured dot represents a real player's PC, and you can immediately see far more green across the map after the update. That means more players were getting smoother performance across the game's most demanding areas. This is not every player, but from tests on over 1500 PCs, it's great info showing the improvements. Now, I'm not saying Stalker 2 is suddenly going to gain 50% more FPS. These are completely different games with different worlds, AI systems, and optimization challenges. But what this proves is that Unreal Engine 5.5 can deliver meaningful performance improvements when developers successfully move to the newer engine. That's why I think the biggest thing players should notice in patch 2.0 isn't massive higher FPS, it's a smoother game, less stuttering, more consistent frame pacing. I'm really looking forward to testing in the larger hub areas, which have always been among the toughest areas for performance because of all the NPCs and systems running at once. If the engine upgrade is doing its job, these should be the places where players notice the biggest improvements. You can also see more NPCs added to the zone to make these areas feel more alive. After the launch of 2.0, I'll be doing testing of all these changes. But now on to the next question. The next thing players keep asking, will the game actually look different? From everything we've seen in the recent trailer, I actually think yes. The forest looks denser, the vegetation appears thicker, the lighting feels more natural, everything just feels more believable. Now, there is a downside: more vegetation makes it much easier to lose sight of enemies. Hopefully GSC continues balancing combat alongside these visual improvements so firefights stay immersive without becoming frustrating. Lighting is another area I think players will notice immediately, whether it's the emissions turning the sky red, flashlights cutting through the darkness, or simply walking from a dark building into daylight. Everything in the recent footage feels more natural. The transition between dark interiors and bright outdoor areas also look much smoother, rather than feeling like the exposure suddenly jumps. Again, don't expect a completely different looking game, expect a cleaner, more polished version of what we already have. Another huge question is AI. Will enemies suddenly become smarter? Will AI finally be perfect? The honest answer is we don't know. There are rumors AI will be tweaked, giving you options to face against master difficulty stalkers and tougher, more aggressive mutants. The engine upgrade gives GSC a stronger technical foundation. They haven't confirmed that every AI issue or AI concern will be solved in the patch 2.0, so I'd rather keep expectations realistic than promise something we haven't actually seen. They should have more scope with this upcoming patch update. With the binoculars, I have a slight concern, and I hope it depends on what binoculars you pick up. It did not seem to zoom in that far with the binoculars in the trailer, and you can get a similar zoom with a sniper rifle scope. Hopefully we see better binoculars zoom in much more than in this trailer. Whether you're on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS or PC, everyone should benefit from the work GSC has been doing behind the scenes. If you're on console, the experience should simply become more consistent, especially in the areas where performance has struggled the most. For PC players, there's another advantage I'm really interested in testing. Right now I usually play using DLSS performance because it gives me the smoothest experience, but when I'm capturing B-roll, I switch to balanced or quality because the image looks cleaner. But you can go even higher. It'll be interesting to finally push my 5090 GPU to its limits playing Stalker 2. If patch 2.0 delivers the performance improvements many players are hoping for, I may finally be able to use those highest quality settings while keeping smooth gameplay. One thing PC players and Xbox players should prepare for with major engine upgrades often mean existing mods need updating, and combine this with patch updates with a lot of changes, it is expected most mods will not work on launch. But most modders I know test their mods during patch testing periods with access, so do not worry, a lot of updated mods should come with the 2.0 update. Sadly on PS5, still no news on mods. With all the changes happening soon, we should get some news shortly. Personally on 2.0 launch day, or if I get lucky and play slightly earlier, I'll start a fresh game with zero mods so nothing interferes with the changes. So will patch 2.0 fix everything? Honestly, no. I don't expect every bug to disappear overnight. I don't expect AI to suddenly become perfect. I don't expect everyone's FPS to magically double. But I do expect something much more important: a smoother game, a more polished experience, and a much stronger foundation for GSC to continue improving Stalker 2 over the months ahead. And this is where mods will start to explode soon, which I plan to cover in more detail on the channel. If you've been waiting to jump back into the zone because of performance problems, I generally think patch 2.0 could be the update we're coming back for. Not long, Stalkers, I'll have a wide range of videos coming after August 20th. If you need any help deciding whether to come back to Stalker 2 or give the game a try for the first time, check this next on screen.